He's the king of the organ, spreading spiritual joy throughout the Anglican Communion and beyond. Preston Ferguson is my special guest on Legends, the Untold Story. Welcome to the program, and welcome to the program to you, Mr. Preston Ferguson.
Thank you for having me, Mr. Julian Reed.
I tell you. Now, listen, you are a virtuoso on the organ. And when did you first begin to get a passion for music?
Started music at the age of 8. So right now, I was doing music for 53 years, which I was playing the piano. I started on the piano, and now I've been playing the organ now for 51 years.
And what made you cross over to the organ?
My mother and grandmother played the organ in church.
Okay.
So watching them, I decided, hey, I love this, so I'm going to start playing the organ.
Now, there are a lot of intricacies in playing the organ. I mean, if you take a look at the organ and you see all these buttons and beyond the keyboards, buttons and pedals, how difficult is it to coordinate all of that?
It's a lot of coordination. Piano music, you look at 2 clefs, treble and bass. With the organ music, you look at 3 clefs. One with the right hand, you can say one with the left hand, and a separate clef for the pedal. So it's a lot of coordination, and all the time, they are not played together at the same time. They play at different times.
Wow. So how long did it take you to actually master the organ, coming from piano?
I started the piano at age 8, started playing the organ at age 10.
Oh, wow.
So apart from practicing, I think it's a gift.
So you were actually playing the organ in church at age 10?
At age 10. Where it all started,
Were you tall enough to even reach the pedals?
Yes. Wish I could show you pictures. I started playing at Pilgrim Baptist Church. That's the first church I started out. My mother liked to sing, so I practiced with her, played very comfortable with her. It's the first church I started playing the organ. And then at age 12, I was playing at New Bethany Baptist Church, Key West Street. Played there for 6 years before I went off to university to study music. Came back, played a bit at the Annex Baptist Church, then a little bit at New Way Native Baptist Church, Antioch, a bit with the Church of God of Prophecy, and now I am at St. Agnes Anglican Church. And this coming Sunday, which will be the first Sunday in October, will make me 27 years at St. Agnes.
Wow, wow. Well, you are really a rock star, particularly in the Anglican Communion, and I know definitely at St. Agnes. I think any major event the Anglican Church holds, they want you to be the organist.
I don't do all of the services, the major services, but I am there to I am there to do some of the service sometime when I'm called upon.
Now, you said you worked with your mother doing this. Music is a beautiful language, and it heals. And it also brings people closer together. I'm sure you were already close to your mother.
Yes.
But this special gift that the two of you had, how much closer did that bring you two together?
I get emotional when I start talking to my mother, but we practice singing, we share ideas. My grandmother also played the organ, so we were able to share ideas. And when we practice, music is soothing for the soul. Sometimes even if I feel down, once I go on that, they will say, you take out your frustration on the organ or on the piano. And so I love it, love to do it.
What kind of practice is involved in it? Like how many hours did you have to put in to sort of master a piece when you were younger?
Long hours, every day. Some persons right now probably think music, you don't have breaks in music. You might have breaks in attending classes sometime, but that's a lifelong thing. like I said, playing the organ for 51 years, playing piano for 53. I could tell you that whole lifespan, I can't tell you much time I did not play.
Now you've played pretty much, and I shouldn't ask you this, but I will. You played on pretty much every organ in the Anglican Church, I guess.
Yes, I have.
What's the best one you've ever played on?
I'll say Christ Church Cathedral.
It is. I figured it would.
Yes.
Yeah. That's a bigger organ?
Bigger, more stops, and then the next I will say is St. Agnes. With the Spanish trumpet, but the cathedral, then I'll say St. Agnes.
Explain what that means, the Spanish trumpet?
Those of you, it's a lot of long trumpets that come out, and the sounds of that trumpet. Now at St. Agnes organ, I normally use that when I have to interlude, not basically for singing. It's extremely loud.
Wow.
Yes.
Wow. What's your favorite piece to play?
Toccata by Charles Weddor. When you talk about classical piece, Toccata. Sometimes I will play gospel on the organ, hymns. But pipe organ mainly is used for classical music, hymn playing.
And that's what, of course, is mostly in the Anglican.
Yes, yes, pipe organ, yes. Or some of the churches now using electronic organ, like Rogers, I think, on Allen, I think, like Holy Cross has one.
Okay.
St. George's has one. And I think St. Gregory's has one.
Do you write your own music?
I haven't done it in a long time, but I need to get back to it.
I guess you have to have special inspiration to do that. Eh?
Inspiration and feel.
So it's got to come from the heart.
Yep.
Now, when you're playing the organ, of course, people in the congregation enjoy it. It does something very special. It brings something special to the Mass. Music is spiritual too. Do you get caught up as you're playing, or you have to be so focused that you don't have time for that, or you don't have the opportunity for that, I should say?
I can get caught up when I play.
Yeah.
If a hymn has 6 verses, I try to play each verse differently. When I have to do the interludes between the verses, you have to actually know the service to understand how many times you need to interlude, how long you need to interlude before you do that. Now, that part is no script for the interludes. It comes as you play.
And of course, before you get to that final verse, you do a special
Oh,
something.
yes.
And what's that called?
Interlude.
Oh, that's another
Yes, an interlude,
Okay,
yes.
yeah. Great.
Preludes are before the service.
Absolutely.
Interludes are between the verses, and postlude is at the end of the service.
Good. We're going to take a very quick break. We're going to be back more. We're talking with Mr. Preston Ferguson, who is just really a gift. And if you've ever heard him, you'll know what I mean. Stay with us. Welcome back. Preston Ferguson, you also teach, all right? Tell us where, you're at St. John's College now, right?
Yes. Before
My alma mater.
coming to St. John's, I started out at St. Anne's from 1988. I was there from 1988 until 2000 at St. Anne's. I started out in the primary school, then I went to the high school, and then I worked with the choir, and I worked with students doing Royal School of Music and BGCSE, which my results are always good.
Are you a voice teacher as well, or?
No. I can sing, but I don't go in that level of saying training persons too.
Okay.
And then I went to St. John's the year 2000, which started in the primary school, then in the high school, and so I teach music in high school from grade 7 to 12. So I prepare the grade 9 students for the Royal School of Music exam and the grade 12, 11 and 12 for the BGCSE.
Seeing a lot of talent?
Very
Real
much so,
talent.
very much so. I also am the director of Ferguson School of Music, which I teach privately after school.
I guess the first thing I'd have to say is you must have a lot of patience. One, to play the organ requires certain patience, I guess, but then also to deal with people who may not be the best, most disciplined students.
I do. We have to always remember that everyone learns at a different level.
True.
So wherever that child is, I mean, even though you're pushing that child, you got to see where they are to push them at a certain level. I always prepare my students to do a variety of music, not just the classical music. Have them do some hymns, like how Christmas will be coming, have them do Christmas carols, contemporary music. Just say if you go out there to play at a party, you don't want to play a hymn. You want to be able to play the modern day music as well.
Do you teach adults as well?
Yes, my youngest student privately, it's 7. The oldest one is 72.
Wow, so it's never too late to learn?
No, never too late.
Tell me, I would think that what is required to teach also makes you an even better musician, does it?
Yes.
How?
Teaching, you be able to understand what you're doing. For example, we're talking about learning by ear. If you don't, I should be able to say, hey, that's G minor, G major, or F minor. Now, if you haven't went through the training.
So you need to be able to hear that note.
Yes, you don't know what I'm talking about.
And that's a skill that anyone can learn?
No, that part takes training. Takes training. I did training. I got my associates from Andrew College, Cuthbert, Georgia. And then I got my bachelor's from Barry University in 1988. 10 years after, in 98, Barry honored me for outstanding music ability, my ability in music. And would you believe at that time, 50 persons was honored and only 3 were blacks.
Wow.
And
so that
I was
really
one of
is
them.
indeed special.
Yeah.
You perform internationally?
I haven't done anything internationally. Only when I went to Guyana when they had, when Bishop Cornell Moss, when he was being called to be a bishop, I went over with Archdeacon Brown,
Okay.
and I played at that service.
Wow.
Yes.
What was that like for you?
Like I said, the music was the same. I just have to know exactly, when to come in, what they do, but the mass is the same, the hymns. Once you're able, that's where reading comes in again.
So learning how to read music is just critical. There's no way around it
No.
as far as you're concerned.
No. When I went to St. Agnes, they give me things to play. They'd say, play that, play that, play that. So I'm only able to do that
If you can read
if
music.
I can read music.
Yeah, because if you don't know it, yeah.
But I can play all style of music. I can play in the nightclub, I can play the jazz, the calypso, the reggae, the classical, the hymns. So wherever I'm able to fit in.
You seeing any young people interested in playing the organ?
Yes, we have a few. I can tell you Laquan Bain, one of my protege. Laquan is at Bethel. Laquan plays the organ very well. Tomlinson is at Holy Trinity. I had worked with David Ramming. Dane Major, he played Lift Every Voice and Sing the other day. He's at Prairie University. I also had hands in Brunei Dorset. She's a doctor now. She plays at St. Paul's. There's so many students I've had hand in to help them to carry on this work because it's a lot to be done.
What advice would you give to someone who believes that they have, or not, I wouldn't say talent, but is so passionate about music, but may not be as gifted as far as playing and reading music? What advice would you give them?
Continue to work hard and try to develop more than one skill, but make sure that you're able to master one of the skills that you are focusing on.
All right, we're going to have to take another break. Stay with us. We're talking to Preston Ferguson. Stay with us. Welcome back. Now, the fabulous organ that you have, right? Tell us all of the components of it.
Okay.
Everybody knows the keyboards, they know the pipes, they know the pedals, and these things you pull out.
You can pull and push. Okay, let me just give you an illustration of a makeup of an organ. An organ that has two manuals, that's two levels.
Okay.
The top is the swell. So the top is the swell. You have a section of buttons just for that top. The bottom is the grate. You have a section of stops just for the grate. Then you have a button that deals with top and bottom at the same time. Then you have a buttons or you have stops that deals with the pedals. Now you can, 5 organists could have their own program. I could have one and I set what I need. Another organist could have 2. He or she can set what he needs and that work however he wants that.
So you sort of preset them.
I preset them. Now, once I preset them, I can add as I go.
So playing the organ, you could be using
Right.
both on the keyboard, but then you gotta
Yeah, so
Push
all
or
of that.
pull.
Now, some persons use other persons to pull the stops and push.
you don't do that.
I don't do. I do everything. I even turn the page myself.
Wow.
Yeah, so I turn the page myself. I push the buttons.
Have you ever made a mistake in a
Yes.
big mass?
Yes.
How did you
One
cover that?
time I thought I didn't know it was an X reverse because I was reading the hymn book and an X reverse was not printed.
Oh,
And so quickly when they started to sing, then I
you
click
can't
right back in, yes. But it's so many ways I can do a song. It left for little mistakes.
Do you, for every service, do you practice ahead of time for it?
Yes.
How do you prepare for
Yes.
for a mass?
I will know what I will do my preludes. I write that out. As a matter of fact, the lady Margaret Innes, I will give her a list, but she sends it out. I don't just reach the church and sit and play. I organize, I'm going to do this for prelude, I'm going to do this for prelude, I'm going to do this for postlude. Now, the preludes in between the hymns, that is not practice. That comes on feelings.
And obviously, because people have heard
Yeah,
you play.
that come on feelings.
And what's also great too is the postlude when church is over.
Yes, yes.
And it does something to you.
It's sometimes you can't explain the joy of music. It's life. I wouldn't trade it for anything.
Now I'm going to bring in my producer, Robert Johnson, who I just found out plays the trumpet and goes to the church you were at in St. Agnes.
Yes.
But he brought up a point about succession. How difficult is that?
Right now, I'm playing at St. Agnes. We don't have no one right there at St. Agnes now. Dr. Loren King, he was my assistant, but he is off studying medicine. We're not sure. Sometime he comes in, but not for a long period. But in terms of succession, right there now, no, we at St. Agnes don't have that. I have opened it up for persons to come and receive free lesson over the summer. And
Nobody shows up?
No.
Do you think it's because it's daunting? I mean, it is difficult, isn't it? I mean, there's no doubt about it.
Yeah.
It's not an easy thing.
And I don't know if I tell persons, me playing like this, I was playing for 51 years or 53 years. They might say, Lord, all of that. But once still say don't give up. You have to give it a try. And you have to be consistent. Consistent in working.
Could you imagine, I know this is two questions, I guess. How has music changed your life? And could you imagine your life without music?
I could tell you one thing, it has disciplined my life. It has helped to organize my life. And so music will help you to do a whole lot of things. I have to know what I'm playing, so I have to be organized.
Absolutely.
I'll tell you something. I have mass on Sunday, Saturday night.
How many masses?
3 masses on Sunday.
You play 3?
And I played at 3, that's what Robert was saying. 7 in the morning, 10:30 in the morning, and 6 o'clock in the evening. 3 on Sunday, I do Saturday morning, as Robert said, the funerals at 9, yes. Yeah. And so I encourage person to do it. And yes, I teach it, but you might have your own person.
And you're the sole organist, as you say right now?
Yes, sir.
Wow. So if you get sick,
well,
you got a flu, you got to come out and play.
For the most part, that's why I tried, but things could happen.
Yeah.
You could be the healthiest person, something could happen. But I tried as best as I can to be healthy. I watch what I do.
Who are which organists do you admire, locally and globally?
Locally, Dr. Sparkman Ferguson. And globally, Diane Bish.
Okay, yes.
Yeah.
Is there like an international association of organists?
Mind you, we don't, you know. I haven't heard of any.
Yeah.
I know here in Nassau, we used to have the Organist Guild, where all church organists get together. I haven't heard anything about that. I don't know if Leroy Thompson, I don't know if he was in charge of that.
He died.
Yeah, he died. But I haven't heard anything about the Organist Guild in the Bahamas for a while.
Maybe you need to start one up.
Well, we could think about that.
You know, just it might take a little bit more time.
Yeah, we could think about doing that.
So when you preparing for the mass the day before, what all goes into that again?
Preparing the prelude,
Everything.
postlude, yes. Now I know exactly what hymns I'm going to have on Sunday, or sometime I just have an open mind. You can call me to play to this church without practice. Because I can play by music and I can play by air. I can play a song in every key there is. So it could fit your voice.
Have you played in every Anglican church in at least New Providence?
Yes, just about.
I know you played at St. Mary's. Yeah?
Yes, just about every Anglican church in Nassau I've played.
Wow. I'm going to ask you this question before we go into our final break, and I'm going to let you probably don't have to think about it, but the question is, which organ would you like to play on and where, if you had a chance? Anywhere in the world, which organ would be the one you would want to have a chance to put
St.
your
Paul's
fingers on?
Cathedral.
In London?
Yes. Let's look at it. They might have 5 or 6 manuals. The registration and all of that doesn't change. So you give me an hour on it to program and set what I need to set. I could just go there and play, but getting the different sounds is a different thing. So anytime when a good organist wants to go on an organ, he or she will want to go there sometime ahead in advance to see what the organ is all about, to see what he could use, what he could feel, what he can't use.
Each organ is different, isn't it?
Yes, each organ is different. And so you want to set, like Diane Bish came to our church, do a recital some years back.
St. Agnes?
Yes.
Wow, I didn't know that.
And she had a whole half a day there, setting what she needed to set and all of that.
And what was it like interacting with her?
Oh, Very good. I told her, hey, I admire her. I have a lot of her books as well. I like the way she plays.
Great. Well, I think we go into our final break right now, and then we'll do some wrapping up, and I'll ask you to say anything that you need to say about music and the organ. Stay with us. We're on Legends. We'll be right back. We're in our final segment with Preston Ferguson, a virtuoso on the organ. What would you like to say that I haven't asked you?
I would like to give some recognition to some of my teachers that taught me. I first started with Miss.
You were a good student?
Well, you see what I'm.
No, I see what you're at now, but were you a good student?
Well, of course. Some of my teachers I started out at Mission Baptist Church with Miss Kane and Miss Hasty downstairs there. Then Miss Bethel on Wolf Road. Well, first at age of 8 at Claridge Primary. Dr. Phil Hyler, Phil Hyler and Dawn Hyler, their mother, Miss Hyler, she was the music teacher there. So I had that early stage of not playing, but singing and understanding music. Then I went to Mr. Gray, that's the bishop's father in Highbury Park. Then the last one that taught me was Edward Cox, Eddie Cox. And also, I must not forget Beulah, she was Gardner then, which is Ferguson. She helped me with my gospel style playing from Church of God of Prophecy.
Do you think everyone should try and explore a musical means of expression?
I think so, but it has to come that inner being.
It has to be natural.
Yeah.
My final question for you is, do you ever see yourself retiring? Could you retire?
Be honest, I wouldn't want to. I will have to get to a point that I can't. And like I always tell St. Agnes people, you will always know when I can't because you will not have to tell me to stop. I will stop. Because I don't want to bring my standards down. I don't want to go down, can't do it.
Well, I'll tell you this, the people of St. Agnes, the wider Anglican communion, and anyone who's ever heard you play will hope that you continue to play for years to come. Preston, good to see you. Thanks for being on Legends.
And thank you for having me, Mr. Julian Reed.
Good to see you. And thank you all for joining us. And we'll see you next time on Legends, the Untold Story.